Time right now to talk to our Dorset Lives guest today. And, Jim is on the phone to talk to us. Jim, good morning.
Good morning, Steve.
And I need your sign-off on something. I want to do something a little bit cheesy. I guess this happens all the time whenever anybody talks to you about your life and stuff. Can I play Chim-in-ey?
You're more than welcome to.
Excellent. Here we go then.
Chimney, chimney, chiroo. I does what I likes, and I likes what I do.
So Dorset Lives time. And I think it's only fair when you get a chimney sweep on the show to play, this from Mary Poppins. And Dorset Lives guest today, who you've heard from, is Jim Chim-in-ey, not his real name, but having had the nickname JC for years, when this 31-year-old took over a chimney sweeping business 3 years ago, it seemed fitting for him to change his name. Jim, lovely to have you on. Give me some, give me sort of a check on how things are in the chimney sweeping world in the 21st century.
Yeah, that is going really well. The wood burners have really helped. Sort of the fashion of wood burners coming into homes has really helped keep the business alive.
And you're young. You're 31. So how does one become a chimney sweep when they're in their late 20s?
Well, I inherited the business from a fellow called James, and he is a family friend. And my auntie is the person who knows the friend, and she convinced me to go on a few jobs with him. And I went on a few jobs and I loved it. So.
And what was the appeal? What did you fall in love with quite so quickly?
Well, I really like the social side. I love popping to people's houses and sort of having a chat and getting to know people and meeting lots of interesting people.
And when the James who was running the business before you, Jim Chim-in-ey, took over, did he pass the business on with any kind of a warning? Because I guess it's very easy from the outside for someone like me to assume that chimney sweeping has quietened down over recent years.
No, he passed over saying, there's enough work out there just to tick on by, and which was quite nice. And I looked at the accounts, and it turned out pretty good for myself. So it's just enough to survive, which was what I wanted.
Exactly. Well, exactly. That's all we really want, isn't it?
Exactly.
Is the job any different from what it would have been 100 years ago? I guess you're not sending 7-year-olds up the chimney anymore, but presumably it's still kind of back-breaking hard work. Are there any labour-saving devices?
Yeah, so one of the biggest things that's happened in the chimney sweeping world is something called power sweeping, which is attaching your rods to the drill. And that sort of does the spinning for you. So when you get stuck on a bend and things like that, it works a lot better. When I first started, it was manual sweeping, and you end up with a beach body in the winter, just in time for when the summer hits, it sort of disappears. But power sweeping's definitely helped.
That's interesting as well. We live in a house that's totally gas central heated, but my folks in South Wales, my dad, who's 69 now, he will still sweep the chimney, and it's one of those jobs, whenever he does it, just the old-fashioned manual way, he'll come out with a crick in his neck and a sore back, and I say, why? Just get somebody in to do it.
Yeah, and there's a lot more to it than you think. So it's getting the rod sizes right and things like that. So it's making sure you're getting a good clean. That's what we do.
You touched on it there, Jim, that obviously the busy time, ridiculous to be talking to a chimney sweep on a day like today, looking out of our window, blue skies and sunshine. Does anyone get their chimney swept in the summer? Is there any sense in that?
There's a few people that do. Most people, it's sort of September, February, are their sort of peak times, either at the beginning of the season or at the end.
Right.
If I swept it now and you're unfortunate to get a bird's nest afterwards, you have to get it swept again.
I see.
Before September. So a lot of people get it done, after the bird season.
So a bit quieter this time of year, chance for you to take a break before things step up again. Although there's every chance that over the summer you might get a wedding booking. Tell me a bit about this. You've had 3 of these over 3 years.
I have. So it's a chimney sweeps are famous for being lucky, basically. There's an old-fashioned story that we saved a king, King George II, and by decree he said that we're lucky, and he invited us to his daughter's wedding, and from then we get invited. So it was our parents' sort of era, and their parents were the ones who bought us for the wedding, and we turn up and we crash the wedding and sort of steal a kiss from the bride and things like that.
So how often have you done that?
I've done 3 of them, so about once a year. I get probably 2 phone calls a year, around that for work.
These aren't people that you know. You're just turning up to strangers' weddings.
No, I found out about it because people were ringing me up asking if I do weddings. So.
Well, there you go. Jim Chimney, available to sweep chimneys and turn up at weddings. Before we let you disappear, is it true that you once sweeps chimney, sweep of Sooty and Sweep?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I swept John's the puppeteer of Sooty and Sweep, and I went in his house, and the house is full of Sooty and Sweep, and he was kind enough to let me take a photo. Yeah, he's a really nice fella.
Oh, that's Oakford Fitzpaine Way or somewhere, I think, if memory serves.
Pardon?
I think it's Oakford. Is it Oakford Fitzpaine Way? They've got a Sooty and Sweep kind of staring out the window over one of the busy roads up there.
It's around Kinston.
Right. Oh, okay. Fine. All right, Jim. Lovely to talk to you this morning. Thank you so much for coming on.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice. Have a good one.
Middle of June, talking to a chimney sweep on our Dorset Lives bit. But who knew that chimney sweeps were good luck for weddings? There you go. I do now. We will check back in with Dorset Lives on Monday morning about the same time.
BBC Radio Solent.